Have you ever crammed for an exam, memorizing all the dates and definitions, only to have it all just, poof, vanish from your brain the very next day? It's so frustrating, right? Well, it all comes down to one powerful idea we're going to dive into today: how to make learning actually stick.
Yeah, it's a great question, isn't it? You can spend hours on a topic, but unless you truly get it, it just evaporates. And this really boils down to the huge difference between knowing something in theory and genuinely, deeply understanding it.
Okay, think about a classic example: the water cycle. We've all seen the diagrams in school, but let me ask you, have you ever actually seen the sun's energy lifting water vapor into the sky? Or watched a cloud actually being born? Nope. These are totally invisible processes. The whole concept just exists in our minds, kind of like this ghost of an idea that's really hard to hold on to.
But what if we could take those ghostly ideas and give them some weight? What if we could build a bridge from that foggy world of abstract concepts to the solid ground of real, lasting understanding? Well, guess what? There's a powerful strategy for exactly that, and it's called concretization.
Now, concretization isn't just about dumbing things down. It's really an art of transformation. It's about taking something intangible, an idea, a process, a theory, and turning it into something you can see, something you can almost touch, something you can truly experience. It's how we make learning real.
And this learning bridge idea, I think it's the perfect way to picture it. Just imagine, on one side of a huge canyon, you've got this swirling fog of abstract concepts, and way over on the other side, there's a solid foundation of knowledge you can actually build on. Concretization is that bridge that lets you walk confidently from one side to the other.
All right, so how do we actually build this learning bridge? What are the blueprints, the nuts and bolts of it all? Let's explore 3 powerful, really practical tools that anyone can use to make the abstract concrete.
First up, we've got concept maps. Seriously, think of them as a GPS for your brain. Then we're going to dive into flow diagrams, which are just perfect for untangling complex processes. And finally, my favorite part, we're going to get our hands dirty with simple experiments.
Okay, so our first tool is all about seeing the big picture. You know how abstract ideas often feel like this big jumble of disconnected facts? Well, concept maps are designed to fix that by revealing the hidden structure and making all those connections visible.
So what a concept map does is it takes a really complex topic and breaks it down into its core pieces. But here's the crucial part. It doesn't just show you the individual pieces, it shows you precisely how they all relate to each other. And just like that, that messy cloud of information organizes itself into a clear, logical mental model.
Okay, so concept maps are fantastic for organizing related ideas. But what if you're trying to understand a process, a sequence of events that unfolds over time? For that, our next tool is an absolute game changer.
A flow diagram is basically like a story. It takes a complex process, like our old friend the water cycle, and it lays it all out in this clear, step-by-step narrative. You can instantly see how one event leads to the next, just like dominoes falling in a perfect row. It turns a confusing loop into a simple, logical path.
So far, we've talked about tools that help us see and organize information, usually on paper. But this last tool, this one takes things to a whole new level because it moves us from just seeing to actually doing.
And this is where the real magic happens, you guys. You can read the word evaporation 100 times in a textbook, and it's still just a word. But when you put a clear lid on a pot of boiling water and you actually watch the steam rise, cool, and form into real droplets, it becomes real. That direct experience creates a tangible memory that theory alone can never, ever match.
So we've got these amazing tools at our disposal. But what's the big deal? Why is it so critically important to put in the effort to make the abstract concrete? What's the payoff?
Well, the benefits are massive. We're not just talking about memorizing facts for a test here. We're talking about a complete transformation in how we learn. It leads to truly deep understanding. It demolishes those common misconceptions. It sharpens critical thinking. And maybe best of all, because it's so active and engaging, it makes people genuinely excited to learn. But hey, don't just take my word for it. The research in education is incredibly clear on this. And the numbers, well, they really do speak for themselves.
That's right, a 40% increase in student success. This isn't just some nice-to-have teaching philosophy, it's a proven, research-backed strategy that is an absolute game changer for learning.
So what's the bottom line here?
After exploring these tools and their impact, what is the one core idea that you should really take away from all of this?
It's this. We have the power to build that bridge from the foggy, uncertain world of abstract ideas to the solid, reliable ground of real knowledge. And we can do it with simple but incredibly powerful tools that are accessible to literally everyone.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this idea. True success isn't about transferring information, it's about creating an experience in someone's mind. That right there, that is the moment an idea becomes unforgettable. And look, this applies to everything, whether you're learning physics, trying to understand the economy, or tackling a new creative skill. So I'll leave you with this question. What's one abstract idea that's been bugging you? And what's just one small step you can take, maybe right now, to start building a bridge to understanding it?